This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Gun balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Grunion
Pro.
Magi.
Little kids got naked and had lots of sex.
Don't even waste your time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 63. My name is Adam. Today I'm joined by Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
So much better. So much better. I haven't heard that for a while.
Yeah, we skipped a week. Ryan.
You got me.
How are you doing, Ryan?
Alright.
Good to be back after we took a little one week hiatus.
It was good to give me something to do this week.
Okay.
It was nice to have a movie, but it fucking took out 3 hours of my time. And I hated that because it was an awful movie.
Well, let's tell the listeners, what did we have you watch this week?
Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Oh, Transformers Dark of the Moon. This is written by Aaron Kruger, directed by Michael Bay. We picked this in honor of Pain and Gain coming out this Friday. The synopsis states, the Autobots learn of a Cybertronian spacecraft hidden on the moon and race against the Decepticons to reach it and to learn its secrets.
Oh my god.
We have a trailer here. Let's give this a listen. This is Transformers
Jesus.
Dark of the Moon. Oh my.
Yeah, man.
You gotta let it build. It's coming.
Oh yeah. Wait for it.
Our entire space race of the 1960s was in response to an event.
Oh. Okay.
If you breathe a word of what you've seen here, it will do time for treason.
Everything humans know of our planet, we were told, had been shared. You lied to us. You've made a grave mistake.
Alright, I've just had enough of that. I should note that this film stars Shia LaBeouf, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, Josh Duhamel, John Turturro, Tyrese Gibson, Patrick Dempsey, Frances McDormand, and John Malkovich.
Alan Tudyk.
Kevin Dunn, Julie White,
Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
Let's just list everyone.
Buzz Aldrin,
Glenn Morshower. Marcus McFadden.
All right, Ryan, why don't you tell us a little bit about Transformers Dark of the Moon?
Oh, I can't.
You saw this too, right?
I did see this, yeah.
Kevin,
I have not seen any of the Transformers movies.
Alright, well, I watched the first two, and I personally didn't watch the third one, and Adam gave it to me.
Yes.
We made sure of that. So which one is this?
This is the third.
Third, okay. I always have a difficult time now with them not using the numbers anymore, and always using that like subtitle.
Right, so the
I have
second
no idea.
one is Rise of the Fallen, and the third one is Dark of the Moon.
What the fuck? Who the fuck writes their subtitles?
I think Michael Bay.
Who writes
Terrible.
the movie in general?
That I can tell you is Aaron Kruger.
Well, that guy's an asshole.
We're gonna talk about him in a minute. So why don't you tell us about what happens in Transformers Dark of the Moon?
There's Transformers, and there's the Decepticons try to recover something that was recovered from the moon landing in the 1960s, and Shia LaBeouf becomes like fucking Superman
Nice.
and wins the day again.
What was that? What's that?
Shia LaBeouf becomes Superman and wins the day again.
I can't. Oh God, I just now realizing how much I missed this. Oh my God, it's amazing. Love
So, one thing to note, and there's a lot we can get into with this movie, but the big thing is the lack of Megan Fox. Now they replaced her after she walked off the set. They replaced her with that Rosie Huntington Whiteley. Now, what do you think? Did the movie suffer because of the lack of Megan Fox?
I don't want to say it so weird because she is a terrible actress as well, and so is this girl. They're both kind of decent looking. I mean, I'm not on the Megan Fox bandwagon, but the point of having one person the first two and not the third one, that pissed me off. I want continuity, like a bit.
Well, they try to explain it by having a quick like throwaway line about how they broke up or whatever, and then he has this new girlfriend.
Oh.
And here's another question I have. Okay, Shia LaBeouf, not that great looking of a guy. How is he with Megan Fox?
The
and
magic of
saving the
cinema.
world, and now he's with his other, whatever, this model.
It's the
girl.
Because his fucking car turns into a giant robot. That's why.
It's the same reason like Kevin James is married to some super hot woman in the Grown Ups movies. Like that's just
Yeah, you got to remember that these are written by men. So they're not going to be like, let's give Shia LaBeouf an appropriate partner. No, they're like, yeah, we're going to get the hottest girl we can get.
Alright, you get a good looking girl. Why can't you get like a funny girl? Or maybe one that can act?
Because
I
it's
don't know.
Transformers. We
well,
don't have time for acting.
yeah. I mean,
in
really,
Transformers.
at the end of the day, that character is designed just to be eye candy. That's it.
Eye candy.
Yep.
She had a few clever lines in this.
I thought she was dreadful in this.
Yeah, she was terrible.
But then again, I really thought everybody was just awful. I mean, everybody seemed to be completely phoning it in. Like, at this point, I don't think any of them really wanted to do it. Like, I think that they were contractually obligated to be in this movie, so they were all just kind of like, whatever.
But, yeah, I could see that.
Just got to go shoot this Transformers movie.
Yeah.
I think that's how people look at it.
Another thing I wonder about
Alright.
before I forget, it grossed over $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the fifth highest grossing movie ever made.
Mm.
And it was far worse than, I'm going to say, both the other ones.
Now, I could be wrong about this, but I think the third one was in 3D. I'm not sure if the second and first ones were in 3D, and I think that could play a role.
Oh.
I think that could be part of it. But either way, yeah, it made over $1 billion, and whenever the fourth one comes out, not this summer but next, I'm sure that'll pull in $1 billion too. And
Oh, there's a fourth one?
oh yeah,
Oh, God damn it.
there's no end, dude.
What?
Kevin, if a movie that makes $1 billion, they're gonna
Yeah, that's true.
there's gonna be
That's
another.
Yeah.
In fact, they're gonna keep
What?
making them forever as long as they keep making $1 billion.
I know. People, stop it.
What?
Stop going to see this movie. Knock it off, please. Beg of you.
It's fucking 2.5 hours long. That's another problem I had.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Huge
this is
problem.
like art house length.
And that's
Fuck.
They
They
try
do.
to like fit way too much shit in one movie.
well, that's kind of the other trend that we saw last summer for a lot of the big blockbuster movies, is that the length of them is increasing. Like the Avengers was long, Batman was long, The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, but The Dark Knight and Avengers, they were okay to watch.
Well, yeah, no, that's the
For
thing.
2.5 hours, I hated my life.
Yeah, and I remember I saw this in the theater, and I wanted to leave so bad. I wanted to get up and
you saw
walk
it in
out.
the theater?
I did see it in the theater, yeah.
Oh,
I didn't think...
that's terrible.
Well, it was one of those deals where I was like, well, it can't be worse than the second one. And, like, when I walked out, I was like, well, that was so much worse than the second one.
and Michael Bay responded, "Oh, it can't be."
Well, part of me still hates the second one more because of the human transformer in the second one.
Whoa!
Let me
Hold up!
stop you.
What are you talking about?
Okay,
What are
so
you talking about?
in the second Transformers movie, there's a transformer that transforms into a human being.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, are you making that up?
Kevin,
Nope.
You're making that up.
I'm gonna one-up Adam here. And
Oh,
I'm gonna
shit.
tell you about the Transformer, the third one.
Okay.
That is a fucking ostrich.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah, that's right. He's an ostrich.
Well, there's those, but those were actually from the Beast Wars series.
What is the ostrich? What?
Did
What do
you,
you,
Kevin?
What happens with an ostrich? Why is it turned into an ostrich?
That's a good question. I don't know. They run
I don't-
fast, right?
So he can run fast.
Slightly.
It can be. Well, apparently that transformer really wanted to be a flightless bird.
Do they get to like pick what they turn into?
Well, in the they
or are
do.
they just stuck with it?
No, they do.
Like, you're the ostrich.
They do kind of pick. I think if I remember correctly, in the first one, Ryan, you've probably seen it more than me. There is a scene.
They scan.
Yeah, like they come to Earth and they're like kind of just like a general looking robot, and then they use this like scanner thing, and then they turn into whatever they scan.
Huh.
And apparently there happened to be an ostrich around.
Yeah, that's
That's
just.
I mean, if I was that,
That's unfortunate.
yeah, if I was
really.
that transformer, I'd just wait a little bit. Like I'd
Just
walk.
hold off.
Yeah, I'd walk a little bit and find something else. I mean, even like some kind of like beat up jalopy or something, you know.
Something else that really irritates me about this is like half the Transformers are fake.
What?
He
Like
mean
they weren't real from the cartoon. They were just made up. For the
Okay,
movie.
so I gotcha. They're not actual characters from the original one.
Now, Michael Bay, you have all this universe from the Transformers. Why can't you use shit in there?
well,
because
it's the same.
Michael Bay is sick and tired of the old Transformers. He's proven it, okay? He's gonna do the same damn thing to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, Kevin, it's not.
He does it to everything.
It's
He
just
walks into a room,
Teenage
things
Turtles.
get better. That's Michael Bay. That's what he
There's
does.
no mutant.
Well, the
right.
one of the kids that's playing the voice, one of the voices of the Turtles came out this week and said something along the lines of the internet has it wrong. You guys are in for a big surprise with this Ninja Turtles movie and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. Right. Come on.
I'll be waiting for that.
I mean, really, what I don't understand is why Hollywood seems to consistently take beloved franchises like Transformers or G.I. Joe and they're like, you know what? Let's just get rid of the whole continuity, even though it's been like an established property that is successful. Let's just change it.
Change everything about it. Everything that everyone loves about this franchise. Let's just get rid of it.
And there's like
start new.
And with the going back to the characters, it's the same thing in G.I. Joe where you're like, oh, there's like 200, 300 characters in G.I. Joe. Same with the Transformers. There's like hundreds of them. Let's just make up some new ones that nobody's ever heard of.
Which makes you wonder, why are you even using the franchise in the first place? Just create something new.
It's interesting.
If you're going to create new characters for it, what the hell? What's the point?
It's ridiculous. And I think The funny thing is that like Michael Bay recognizes that he was getting off track with the third one. That's why this new one's a reboot. They're gonna completely reboot it.
Oh my god, that's
Well,
right.
the
I
third
completely
one
forgot
seemed
about
like
that.
a fucking reboot of the first one.
Yeah, it was kind
Like
of.
it was a prequel.
It kind of was. I mean, it
So
felt
if
like
it was a prequel, why not make that one first, Michael Bay?
well, it
It
was.
was just Bad Boys. You've disappointed me.
Well, also I wanted to mention that also this week there was a whole big hoopla on the internet. I don't remember who first reported it, but it might have been like the Hollywood Reporter or something, where apparently there was this conflict that was going on between this spat that was happening between Michael Bay and Guillermo del Toro because it's CinemaCon. Michael Bay made a comment about how there's all these other rip-off robot movies that have come out since Transformers, and apparently Guillermo del Toro took that as a jab at Pacific Rim, and then they kind of had a back and forth. But apparently, whoever the journalist was that reported that, like, misquoted and blew it all out of proportion. But
I was gonna say, even if that was correct, it's not like Michael Bay created Transformers.
Right, and the whole point was he wasn't referring to Pacific Rim. He realizes that that's a completely different type of movie, and it's not going to be like Transformers at all.
Aside from the first Transformers, the only thing the other two offer is great visuals. Like, it's pretty sweet if you watch this like on Blu-ray. It's sweet looking.
Yeah, well, that's
the story.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to credit the movie for looking great. Like, not cinematography. Let's be clear about that.
We're talking effects wise.
We're talking effects wise. I remember when I saw the first Transformers, I was blown away. I was like, I cannot believe this because it all looked so real. It was really, at the time, it was really difficult to tell the CG stuff from the practical stuff. And I thought that all looked really good. And the second two looked just as good, I guess. Things get a little bit more grandiose in the second two, and that causes things to look a little bit, fake. But
yeah,
I will say that the effects do look good.
I mean, it's extremely easy to just sit here and bash Michael Bay, which everyone does. But you got to realize, I mean, the guy, he just makes movies as dumb entertainment. He just loves to blow shit up. Yeah. And he does do a decent job of it. It's just, it's, I don't understand how it's so difficult to not just have a little bit of an interesting story in there.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean? Like, just focus just like 20% of your time to the story. Just something.
I think that it's fun to make fun of Michael Bay, and I'm glad you brought him up because I do want to talk about him for a little bit. There were some of his movies I actually genuinely like. I like The Rock. I think The Rock is a great action movie. I don't think that it's, transcends the genre or anything, but I have a lot of fun with it.
I slightly enjoyed that movie. And he used to make there is like such a perfectness to his films, like the big blockbuster. Like, that is Michael Bay. There's giant blockbusters that he used to make and no one really makes them anymore, it doesn't seem like.
No. Everyone makes movies for money now.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about the content.
Yeah, I think that
they just put it out for money.
When I was talking with the guy that's working on the new Street Fighter TV series, Joey Ansah, we were kind of talking about the action movie and how it's just almost non-existent at this point. I mean,
yeah, really, that's true.
Like when you look back to like these big budget 80s 90s action movies, they're just not around anymore, and I think that we need to see a resurgence in that. It would be nice. Yeah. Lots of explosions and stuff like that, because Transformers, that doesn't really, I mean, that's kind of in line with the new style of big summer blockbusters where it's all like superheroes and, you know, fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. For the most part, I like making fun of Michael Bay because I don't like almost all of his movies. I was never a fan of Bad Boys or Bad Boys 2. So
And Pearl Harbor was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
oh yeah.
And that's, I mean, to me, god damn, that's really insulting. That's the movie that we have for Pearl Harbor is that Michael Bay, like, pile of shit. Oh my god, that's terrible. How did America let that happen?
I remember that being a complete train wreck. I was also not into Armageddon. The Island, I don't even remember The Island. I mean, I remember what it's about, but I couldn't tell you anything about
Is
what
it
happened.
with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, you're thinking
You're
of
thinking of The Beach.
The Beach.
The Beach.
The Island is the one with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson, where it's like there's like an island that has like clones, like they're clones on it or something.
Oh.
Yeah, don't they like they harvest them or
something like that.
Like their organs or some shit.
Yeah. I also, now Ryan, I take it you don't like. You're a big fan of Bad Boys. I know that.
Yeah.
He's all about Bad Boys.
A lot of, and I don't have anything against the Bad Boys movies. I just didn't like them that much. I know a lot of people that love Bad Boys 1 and 2.
I don't mind Bad Boys. I've never been. I can't. Martin
I
Lawrence
don't
just
like
irritates me so much.
Yeah.
I don't like 2 as much as I do like 1.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one, I would say 1.
Moving into that way too long category.
Well, two gets a little bit crazy with the spinning cameras and everything's so like hyper stylized in 2. But looks like I want to talk about Aaron Kruger, the writer. Apparently,
I just saw something that's awful.
Apparently, he's working on the screenplay for the new Transformers. He did a slew of very rough movies, Reindeer Games.
That's all you need to know. That's it, right there. Reindeer Games.
Yeah.
Or Scream 3.
Brothers Grimm, Blood and Chocolate, and then he also did Dark of the Moon as well as Revenge of the Fallen. So,
my question is, when they signed on to do these movies, I'm assuming they signed to do 3 at one time. Why didn't they write a story that is broken down into 3 parts rather than write a new story for every movie?
You mean why didn't they make it like a, like a Lord of the Rings or something where it's
like Kill Bill? Kill Bill 1 and 2 are the same movie, but they're split.
Well, I don't know
like
that they did. I don't know that they did plan on all 3 movies at once. I don't think that. I think that they were separate. That's why they kind of ended up making a mess of everything. But
I feel like that would be a good idea. Quentin Tarantino is correct.
What?
Writing movies all at once and then splitting them.
Well, Kill Bill was made as one movie, but it turned out to be so long that he split it into 2.
Right, that's what I'm saying about, like, why didn't they write one huge story for Transformers and then split it into 3 parts?
I don't know. That probably would work, but I guess for the first one they were worried about the risk involved. People not buying it and stuff like that.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just watch the explosions. Okay?
All right, let's go ahead and give you your drum roll, Ryan. What do you give Transformers Dark of the Moon?
4.
Yeah, it's a 4 out of 10 for Transformers. What about Pain and Gain? You interested in this?
I kind of am, because it's like Bad Boys to me. Part of that was the fact that they were both funny, and The Rock and Mark Wahlberg look pretty hilarious together.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm interested. I think it could be cool. All right, well,
I have one more thing to say.
okay.
In the beginning of this, for like the first 20 minutes, the moon crash happens in the 1960s, and
The moon crash?
What?
yeah,
What?
when the Transformers crash on the moon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's
gotcha.
at the exact same time that
Which
the
side did they
US
crash on?
goes the dark side, I believe. And it happens like at the exact same time that the US goes to the moon. And like Kennedy was transposed in the
Oh
movie.
God, I forgot about that. Oh,
What?
Lord.
What's
And they tried to blame like that's why Kennedy got killed because
Oh God,
it
that's
was
terrible.
part of the conspiracy.
Yeah, dude.
Why would they do that? That's terrible.
They do this awful thing where they use footage of Kennedy and like transpose, or not transpose, composite, like transformer type shit into it.
Why? Why would you do that?
I forgot that they did that.
That's just
I
disrespectful.
fucking hated that.
What if it was
That's
called
annoying.
Transformers Light of the Moon because it crashed on the light side?
Oh yeah, I have this just in my head. I'm thinking that Michael Bay's like, okay, we're gonna call it Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon, and then someone was just like, I'm sorry, we can't do that because the Pink Floyd album. Oh fuck. Okay, we'll just drop the side part of it, and that's what they went with. It's just the fuck.
I want to see Transformers Light of the Moon. I want that to be the
I
title.
hope that
of the
I hope
next
that's
one.
the next. It's a romantic comedy. Two Transformers comes down. One transforms into Zooey Deschanel,
Yes.
and the other one transforms into Shia LaBeouf.
And then
It's a
that little
quirky comedy.
that little miniature Decepticon that converts into like the CD players and stuff turns into a ukulele.
And then a bunch of them turn into ostriches, and they run an ostrich farm.
Yes.
Boom. We just fucking wrote Transformers 4.
And it's directed by Cameron Crowe.
Oh yeah.
Done. Put that in the can.
Nice. Or we can go complete opposite and be like Transformers 4 directed by Bella Tarr.
Nice. Oh, wow.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see.
I can't even imagine. I'm just
I wonder
imagining
if you'll do it.
Optimus Prime walking down a bleak country road for 25 minutes in slow motion.
Oh God. I wish that could happen.
I do too. All right.
I'm gonna if I ever get like anything, and that's gonna be like my Make-A-Wish wish.
We could do a Kickstarter.
Do you
Probably.
think they would? Do you think Make-A-Wish Foundation would make that happen?
I
No, I had
Doubt it.
problems down that shit.
You had problems with that, Ryan?
Those people were assholes.
Really?
That's right, yes.
Ryan got himself a Dell Dimension desktop from Make-A-Wish.
And
Is that all they would give you?
let me discuss something real quick. And I hope you include this in the show.
If it's good,
I
I like
Um,
Let's get it.
in order to get Make-A-Wish, you have to be under 18, and whatever affliction you have has to be terminal.
Okay.
The second sentence, when you look at my disease, is the word terminal. And they have Make-A-Wish denied me twice.
Because on the basis that your disease was not terminal?
Yes.
Dumbasses.
And
it.
then,
They're idiots.
and then they gave me a Dell.
Did you even ask for it? You make it sound like they were just. It was like an honorable mention prize.
Like goes after it for a few months, and they just out of nowhere just gave me a computer in like 2 weeks, a week, and then after that I didn't hear anything else from them.
Wow.
I remember when you got that. You were that was the shit.
That's because it had like a fucking 20-inch monitor back when everyone had like 14s.
It had like 16 megabytes of RAM.
I just always assumed that for whatever reason that's what you asked for. Because I've always thought about that.
He did ask for that. Let's be clear.
I asked for a computer.
Yeah, he asked for a computer.
You didn't specify. I love how you what you asked for was extremely vague. Yeah, if you give me a computer, everything's patched up.
We're good. We're square.
We're square. Just send me a computer.
All right.
Balls in your court, Make-A-Wish.
I think we need to end it there. I think that's enough of that Make-A-Wish business. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. Send us an email at feedback@filmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter at filmpulse.net. Be sure to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name is Adam.
I'm Kevin.
And we will see you on Monday.
See you later.
On Letterboxd, I described you as a national treasure, Ryan. But I think that you may be the first ever international treasure.